Hey everybody, happy Thursday to you. We wanted to kick off the show, of course, by wishing the Ashland High School ice fishing team good luck at the state tournament.
Yeah, this is so cool. They're hitting the road tonight, heading to La Crosse, where they're going to compete tomorrow and Saturday. The team qualified after an impressive third-place finish at the Wausau Regional event the other weekend. If you want to learn more about the team, we have the full story on our website, northernnewsnow.com. This is so cool. I didn't realize there were high schools that had ice fishing teams. So when I saw this, my mind was blown.
Yeah, color me uninformed. I had no idea. That is so cool. Do all the high schools around the region have an ice fishing team? And that's just so cool. I didn't know that high schools offered that.
I know. I think it's pretty popular over in Wisconsin.
Oh,
yeah,
sure.
It's like a bigger thing over there. I don't think any Duluth schools have ice fishing teams. Maybe some on the range. I don't know. But I think more schools should add them because there's a lot of kids who like to get out and do something, you know, outdoors like that. It's a perfect winter sport.
Yes, winter months are so long, and that's such a great activity to get going in the winter. That's why Adam Lorch, he tells all the new reporters and anybody that comes here from like an out-of-state area, you got to find a winter hobby because it's a long 9 months that we're going to be nice and cold around here, and ice fishing is a perfect. It kind of reminds me of trap shooting in schools.
True.
Kind of growing a little bit. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and you guys went to the Two Harbors trap shooting team, right?
We did. Yep, I brought Ryan up there for a blindfold, and he did pretty good. I think was that during your maternity leave. It must have been.
So.
It was quite the expedition, and Ryan almost beat me in trap shooting. It was, and he's never shot a shotgun before.
That's crazy.
It was pretty awesome.
Yeah,
it was a lot of fun.
Very cool. Well, best of luck to the Ordockers as they head to state. Here's a look at what else we have coming up on the show today. It might seem counterintuitive, but experts say watching TV with your loved ones might actually be a good thing. We'll explain why coming up.
Interesting. That'll be a little bit later here. Also later on, we'll revisit one of the best love stories we've heard in a while. We're catching up with the Northland couple who found love again after losing both their spouses. Such a sweet story that we're going to be hearing here coming up in a little bit.
I just love it. We have lots of great stuff coming up on the show today. Also, Hunter, today is your last work day before hitting the road to head to Florida. Woo! Very exciting for you. As we've talked about on the show before, you're not such a big fan of flying.
No, I hate flying, and I wish I could just, I don't know, buck up and just get on a plane. And I've done it a few times. I've flown many times, but I don't like the experience every time. I'm just kind of, for lack of a better term, I'm scared of going up in the air. I like the surface. I don't like to go underwater. I don't like to go up in the air. Let's just stay on the earth for now. So
the surface is a good place to be. So yes, you're literally hitting the road tonight.
Yes.
Thursday.
Yep,
awesome. So I have never taken that long of a road trip. You said it's like, what, 24, 25 hours
it's 25 hours down to Florida.
Holy cow.
Yeah. So it's going to be something. I have never been on this long of a road trip before, but we did something similar last year. Went down to Nashville, and that was about like 14 or 15 hours. And so that was a good trial run for like what we're going to be doing here coming up in a couple of days.
And you've got some tips and advice for people who might want to make the best of their road trip. I think we have the graphic to show here.
If you're a scaredy cat like me when it comes to airplanes, here's a few tips for you. Make sure to bring plenty of snacks, of course. We're packing a cooler. We got sandwiches, so we don't have to make many stops. Know your...
No stops? Oh, gosh. Whoever else is in your car is going to be like, Hunter, let me out, please.
Please, let us walk around. I'm getting blood clots in my legs. Of course, you got to know your limits when it comes to driving. And that also comes with number 3, with leaving yourself plenty of travel time. Last year, Briggs, when we went down to Nashville, when we came back up, we're like, let's not burn another vacation day and let's just drive as far as we can. We can drive 14 hours in one night. And my gosh, I got here at 6 in the morning on that Monday, and I did the noon that day. And that was the worst drive I've ever done in my life, just falling asleep. It was it was a dangerous thing. I should not have done it. But
you should have just called in and be like, I'm going to be late.
I should have, seriously.
We would have understood.
Oh, we were so exhausted. I got down to Spooner when I was heading up north, and that was about the time I got to pull in the gas station, take like a 10-minute nap, and then we can keep going. And then we were fine the rest of the way. But it got a little sketchy there for a little bit. So take plenty of time and enjoy it, of course, too. You gotta stop every once in a while, and it's a lot of fun driving down. It can be a lot of fun. Sure, it's a lot of work, but it's a lot of fun. I'm excited.
Yeah, good. Well, it's kind of like the whole experience of it too. Is something part of the vacation, part of the fun of it. Like
I'm going to drive through like 10 different states that I've never been in before. It's going to be so cool.
Yeah, you got to map out some of the hot spots to hit on your way too.
Buc-ee's, perhaps?
Oh, there you go. I've heard good things about Buc-ee's. Never been to one myself, but it looks like a fun spot.
It's a huge gas station. Seems pretty darn cool to me. So very excited for that. But speaking of hitting the road, that's exactly what Minnesota's newest fleet of named snowplows are going to be doing here. MnDOT recently announced the winners of its annual Name a Snowplow contest, and some of the winners included We're Off to See the Blizzard, Plowabunga, Anthony Sledwords, You're Welcome, Don't You Snow, Skol Plow, and some others. And you can find that full list on our website. And by the way, the plow for our district was Skol Plow, fitting for the Vikings, of course.
Yeah.
You're welcome. What's that all about?
I don't know. I think they're just saying like, you're welcome for getting out there and clearing the roads.
Okay.
I don't know. It's kind of funny, I guess. It'll just be now on the side of that plow somewhere driving around Minnesota. So some car is going to pull up and it's just going to say, you're welcome. And I'll be like, yeah, thank you. Thank you, plow driver.
How long have they been doing this this contest for? It's only been a couple of years.
I want to say it's like 5 years.
Is it 5 years?
Yeah, it's been quite a few years. So we'll see if they keep going. Maybe they should start naming some other vehicles or things in Minnesota. I think
grader,
we're running out of plow names.
Yes, and probably out of plows as well. So maybe cop cars, start naming cop cars or something. Yeah, there we go.
That'd be kind of cool. Well, some good news for the two astronauts who have been up in space for about 8 months longer than they originally planned. NASA is switching Crew Dragons. I don't know what a Crew Dragon is, but that's going to allow the astronauts Sunny Williams and Butch Wilmore to come home possibly in early March. Williams and Wilmore have been on the International Space Station since June. They thought they were only going to be there a couple of weeks, but they had to stay much longer than expected because of problems with the Boeing Starliner capsule that brought them there. That's just something I literally cannot imagine.
Seriously.
How crazy that must be for them.
Oh my gosh. And even just not being in gravity for that long, having to come back down after that long of an experience. How do you even walk again? How do you learn how to do all that stuff again? It's unbelievable.
Wild.
So, yep, good for them. Well, coming up after the break, a hilarious Valentine's Day promo at our local animal shelters. We'll be right back. Welcome back, folks. This Valentine's week, chocolate, flowers, jewelry, and fancy dinners often get all the attention, but what about TV shows, Briggs?
Yeah, what about them?
Yes.
Yeah, can binge watching a series together be good for your relationship? Reporter Michael Yoshida has more.
Netflix and chilling to a better relationship.
If couples are having some tension or having some difficulty sort of connecting, I often suggest that they find a TV show to watch together.
Research has found staying home and watching TV together can provide benefits for close relationships, particularly when couples lack shared friends or social networks.
There's something very nice about just sort of being in the same space and not having it fraught with any kind of discussions about family and kids and finances. Or relationship.
But with so many different streaming options and shows to choose from, do you have to find the perfect series to watch?
I think part of what's beneficial, it's not just the show, it's the ritual. It's kind of making a time together. Watching TV together is a really good way to decompress and do something that's not controversial or emotionally charged.
So what are some best practices? Be consistent. Set a time for the show and each other. No devices. Really be in the moment and space together. And like with many things, communication.
I just think the most important thing is, to compromise but have an open mind and not be afraid to experiment with another show that you might not be interested in.
In Washington, I'm Michael Yoshida reporting.
Very interesting. Do you and Matt fight at all about what to watch, or are you pretty laid back as far as what each other watch?
It's pretty laid back. We usually like to watch the same kind of things. We love reality shows like Survivor. We will watch Survivor together every single week, or we usually have it recorded because of our work schedules and such. But we do get in arguments over when he wants to watch a random hockey game with two teams that I don't know any players on, and I'm just I don't need to watch this. I don't know. It's still fun, and I try to ask questions, but
what's going on here?
But yeah, we try to watch some similar shows. What about you guys?
Yeah, I mean, kind of the same thing. Where luckily me and Kayla are both pretty laid back, so we agree on most things. But I mean, every once in a while there's a show that she wants to watch, and I'm like, I don't know about that. I want to watch it. She doesn't want to watch it. But for the most part, and we don't even have that much time to even sit down and watch that much TV either. So when we do get to sit down, we make sure that we agree on whatever we're watching.
Yeah. It's kind of a sad sounding study that it's a good thing to watch TV together. But I guess it's the same. It's something to do together, and then something to talk about afterwards. So. There you go. Yep. Well, there are very few sweet deals on chocolate this Valentine's Day. In fact, the price tag on chocolate treats may leave a bitter taste in your mouth. One expert says you can expect to see chocolate prices jump around 10 to 20% compared to last year. It's crazy. That's because the price of cocoa has more than doubled since the beginning of 2024. And then it hit a record high in December. The cost of manufacturing chocolate has also increased by more than 167% in the last 2 years. And retailers have raised their prices, of course, too, in response. So we don't really do gifts for Valentine's Day, especially not like the chocolate thing. If anything, we maybe would go out for dinner. Like that. I don't know about you guys, but
we're trying to get away. I mean, I'm just sick of spending money on all these different holidays. There's so many different things, birthdays and Christmas and all that stuff. And we all kind of agree. We're just trying to get away from giving the gifts. I like that idea, Briggs, of just maybe going out to dinner and then just hanging out with each other. That's a great idea.
Yeah, and Valentine's, it comes so quick after Christmas. All of a sudden, you're like, oh, gee, it's February again.
Wow, I need to take out a loan.
Yeah,
I've got no money.
I just used all my best ideas on Christmas, so now you're getting a box.
And both of our birthday, mine and Kayla's, are right after Valentine's Day as well. Hers is literally the 16th of February.
Oh, geez.
So so it's like, what am I doing? I don't know what to do.
Yeah, that's when you loop in the one special dinner and you call it Valentine's Day and your birthday. There you go, Kayla.
Happy Birthmas Valentine's Day. Kayla, have a great night. But yeah, we got to stop spending money. That's
Seriously,
the goal here.
it's wild.
Yep, amen to that. A heads up if you are planning on a special dinner for that special someone tomorrow. Eating at Pizza Luce in Duluth on Valentine's Day comes with a little bit of a kickback for dogs and cats looking for their forever homes. Pizza Luce is donating all of its dessert sales to Animal Allies Humane Society tomorrow. That is fantastic and a cause that we both support, you as well, quite a bit, Briggs. So very, very cool.
Yeah, and speaking of Animal Allies, they have a hilarious Valentine's-themed fundraising campaign going on. Yeah, you can see what it's called on your screen there. I think we're going to put it up there, yeah. Not sure if we're able to say that on TV, so you could just read it there. But they're asking anyone who has something or maybe someone that's just been getting on their nerves to come over to the shelter and write it down on a pink heart. Then they're going to place that heart in the cat's litter boxes. And, well, the cats are going to do their thing and hopefully in turn make you feel a little bit better about things for yourself. Yeah, that's a fundraiser for the animal shelter. So they'll be raising money and you pay just a small amount for one of those pink hearts and the money goes back to the animals. Douglas County's Humane Society also has something similar going on. Their promo is called Love Stinks, and both those fundraisers are still going on if you want to take part.
Good way to get a little aggression out, but just to be clear, you're not going to send it to the person, right? That would not be a good thing.
They have been posting some pictures, though, on their Facebook, so if you put someone's specific name on...
don't put the last name.
Yeah. Coming up, we share one of my favorite stories we've ever aired here on Northern News Now. We'll show you when we come back. Welcome back. Just ahead of Valentine's Day, we're digging into our Northern News Now archives for one of my favorite stories we've ever aired here.
Yeah, last year we introduced you to a Duluth area couple who was celebrating their first Valentine's Day as a married couple at the time. But it was an incredibly emotional journey that led them there, and Rob Cole shares their story.
Sitting at the kitchen table, the Bergquists may look like one of those couples who've been together since high school. But these two are newlyweds.
Got married last July 29. We had 150 people in the Rose Garden. It was wonderful.
It was beautiful. The day was beautiful.
Sadly, the path leading up to that day was anything but beautiful. They'd both lost their long-term spouses in recent years.
Donna was married for 62 years.
Yeah. Long time.
And I was 48, so we had plenty of experience with the marriage part of it.
Donna's husband Jerry passed first.
It gets really lonely when you lose a spouse. It's a different kind of a loneliness because you spent so many years of your life together.
That solitude hit Paul when he lost his beloved Jane.
It was terrible. I'd get up in the morning and I'd sit in that chair all day. I sat there for 2 weeks.
Then in the midst of the sadness, a bright spot. Paul came across Donna's profile on social media.
I got back onto Facebook and we happened to have a mutual friend and I sent her a message one night.
Soon they exchanged phone numbers and things took off.
We never actually did the usual dating thing, but we had over 400 hours on the phone.
He likes to talk.
So
Those conversations providing a break in the silent nights, reminding each other of the little things to keep going, even sounding married at times.
He said, it's like 5 o'clock in the evening, you haven't eaten, you have to eat. And he loves to cook.
Here at the Essential Wellness Center, experts with their grief support services team say addressing daily self-care is one of the most important first steps to take after losing a spouse or any loved one. Psychotherapist Christine Fitch works with people who've lost a loved one.
When you've just lost somebody that's important to you, you're incredibly vulnerable. And so it's really important to take good care of yourself. It's really basic stuff.
In addition to eating, bathing, and continuing with routine medical visits, Fitch says human connection is a crucial part of self-care.
And let people that you care about and trust know what's happening inside of you so that they can help you.
According to Fitch, two people connecting who've both lost spouses is common.
They get the pain, and so they're often there, they can be there for each other.
A bond the Bergquists continue to navigate. And if you're wondering why Donna wasn't hesitant to communicate with a man she met online, well, that's because Paul was actually a blast from her past.
I saw her name. We had worked together over 50 years ago. We worked at Underwriters Adjusting Company, claim adjusters. Donna was a secretary. I was a claim adjuster there. So
Two people, once minor characters in each other's lives.
We always say, look at each other and say, how did this happen? It's like we had long marriages, but they're not here anymore. And we are. So, yeah, we need somebody to hang on to.
yeah.
Winding up together for an unexpected happily ever after. In Twig, Rob Coles, Northern News Now.
Such an amazing message and such a wonderful story. I just love it.
They're acting like teenagers again.
know.
They're just so much in love. That was a beautiful story.
So cute.
Yep.
We'll talk more about it when we come back after the break. Stay with us. Welcome back, everybody. We actually caught up with Paul Bergquist on the phone recently. He called the station, and I got to talk with him. He said they're doing really well, and one of the biggest things they've taken away from this marriage is how important it is to compromise with each other. Yeah.
We were just talking about that with the TV shows earlier. You know,
Yeah,
it's all
right.
about compromising. That's genius.
So yeah, I was super happy to hear that they're doing well, and yeah, just again, such a special story. And we miss our reporter Rob Coles. Yeah, he moved on to Nashville and is working there now. But truly a great story from him too.
Always fun to look back at all the reporters that we've seen come through this building, and love Rob. So they're very cool. Before we go today, a reminder that today is day one of the Duluth Sports Show. It's happening over at the deck now through Sunday, and you'll be able to find everything from boats, RVs, ATVs, and all kinds of outdoor rec equipment and vendors. Briggs and I will, of course, also be over there at some point, and be sure to say hi to us. I'll be out there later today. I think you're out there tomorrow, right?
Yes, yep. I'll be there Friday. Yep, Friday.
Okay.
Yep, that's tomorrow. I was
hard
like,
to tell
what
in
day
this
is
world.
it? I don't know, right?
Yes, yep.
And
so.
Hunter, you're heading out on your vacation today, so have so much fun.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
You guys have fun next week, you and Ryan,
will,
and we'll see you in a couple weeks, I guess.
I think so.
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah.
Bye, everybody.
Awesome. Thank you so much for joining us. Have a great rest of your Thursday.
Find some time to throw a line, or just head outside to unwind. That's the life in the great North Woods. Hike or bike, whatever you like. Get out in the day, enjoy the night. Yeah, we got the life in the great North Woods. Yeah, we got the life in the great North Woods. Yeah, this is Northern Life.